Good afternoon, students. So yesterday a discussion about spiral model. Okay. So spiral model is one of the important software developed lifecycle model which provides support for risk modeling. So it supports for the risk modeling. Okay. So each task represented in spiral form. So a spiral model is divided into frameworks. Already yesterday I told you about this. Frameworks are a task region. So this is one task region. This is one task region. Okay. And this is another task region. This is one phase. This is another phase, and so on. The project developer will choose the number of phases. How many spirals we need, that the project manager or project developer will decide that depending upon the project. Okay, my screen is visible and my voice is audible to everyone. Just I am repeating the yesterday topic only. In first spiral, it explains about concept development. Okay, first spiral, concept development. The second spiral, system development. Okay, the third spiral, okay, the third spiral, we move to the system enhancement, and fourth spiral we have system maintenance. Okay, this is first spiral, this is second spiral, third spiral, fourth spiral. Okay, first spiral, concept for development, second system development, third system enhancement, fourth spiral system maintenance. Okay. So only 55 students are joined. Okay. Next, move to the advantages of spiral model. What are the advantages? So here, why we use means here high amount of risk analysis. Hence, avoidance of risk is enhanced. When there is more risk, we have to enhance that, and we have to avoid of risk is enhanced. Okay, that is high amount of risk analysis. Here, high amount of risk analysis, hence avoidance of risk is enhanced. When there is more risk, we have means we get more risk, that will be avoidance of risk is enhanced. Okay, so another advantage is good for large and critical project, mission critical products. It is good for large and mission critical projects. And also in spiral model, we have strong approval and documentation control. So this model is very as compared to waterfall model and model. This model will take care about risk. So here in one of the advantages, it will provide strong approval and documentation also. In this, one of the advantages, additional functionalities can be added later date. We have to add additional functions in later on. So here I already told you incremental release is there. So every time one spiral phase is here, see here, one phase or one task is completed, we customer, then he give feedback to us, then we have to modify, and again we will send to the customer. So that we call it as a additional functionalities can be added later date. Okay. And another advantage is software is produced early in the software life cycle. So software produced earlier. Okay. And also some of the advantages are cost estimation become easy. Okay. Next, development is fast and features are added in a systematic way. Okay, development is fast and features are added in a systematic way. So next, there is always a space for customer feedback. So these are advantages, and also some other advantages are best model for risk analysis and risk handling, and also it is good for large projects, and flexibility in requirements. And also customer satisfaction is one of the advantages. Next, software produced early. I already told you software produced is early. So these are some of the advantages of spiral model. Okay. Next, move to the disadvantages. So can be costly model to use. So as compared to waterfall model and increment model, it is more cost than before two models. Okay. And also here risk analysis requires highly specific expertise. So here when we come to the risk analysis, we need a specific expertise to identify and identify that we have to know specific expertise. We have to choose specific expertise for risk analysis. And project success is highly dependent on the risk analysis phase. So main project success is depending upon the risk analysis phase. And also this spiral model does not work for smaller projects, and it is not efficient for smaller projects. Okay. Next, some of the disadvantages here. And some of the disadvantage, risk is not meeting the schedule or budget. Okay. Then in the another disadvantage is documentation is more. So it has different phases, phase 1, phase. So as it has intermediate phases, documentation is more. So we need more documentation. So every time we are incremental release, we have to update the documentation. So it has incremental phase, so documentation is more. And also it is not advisable for smaller projects. I already told you. And also this spiral model is much more complex than other waterfall model and other SDLC. Software development lifecycle models. This spiral model is more complex. When we are using for smaller project, it cost is high for, it is costly for smaller projects. Okay, we can do smaller, but it is costly for smaller projects. And also another disadvantage is difficulty in time management. It is very difficult in time management because as the number of phases is unknown at the start of the project, so time estimation is very difficult. Okay, we don't know the number of phases in as the number of phases is unknown at the start of the project, the time estimation is very difficult. Yeah, this is one of the disadvantages in spiral model. Okay. Already I told you the radius of this is the radius. The radius of the spiral represents the expensive or cost of the project, and all the angular dimension. The angular represents the progress made so far the current phase. The angular dimension represents the progress made so far the current phase. So angular dimension nothing but between 2 points or 3 points or in between two radius, we call it as angular dimension. The angle between two radius, we call it as angular dimension. Then when we use the spiral model, when the cost and risk evaluation is important, then we choose spiral model. Okay, and for medium to high risk projects, we choose spiral model. And users are unsure of their needs of situation, also we choose spiral model. Then requirements are complex, also we choose spiral model. When significant changes are expected, also we choose spiral model. Okay. And some other why we choose means when the project is large, we choose spiral model. Another, when releases are required to be frequent, also we choose spiral model. When requirements are unclear and complex, also we choose spiral model. Also when enough time frame is there, we choose also spiral model. So these are some points to choose when we choose the spiral model. Okay, does everybody clear about the spiral model? Okay, does anybody any doubt regarding spiral model? Please write a message in chat box. Otherwise, I move to the another topic. Next model, dynamic system development model (DSDM). Okay, so the DSDM 1990s to meet need for rapid business. So fast flow, so business are fast growing. So for rapid business, they developed in 1990s. That is dynamic system development method, but it was officially originated in January 1994 by a non-profit group in the UK. So to provide an industry standard framework for project delivery. Here, this model gives a framework for project delivery. So it is the first version got finished in January 1995, and the latest version is 4.2 developed in 2003, which is currently used is 4.2 developed in 2003. So here DSDM is mainly used as software development method. So it approaches the agile software development approach. So DSDM is agile software development approach. It uses the agile software development approach. Okay. And also see here DSDM provides a framework for developing. It provides a framework, nothing but the set of rules for developing and set of rules for maintaining a system, and also that meets the rigid time constraints, means not able to change it. Time constant also through the use of incremental. When we are using incremental prototyping, we have a control in project management. So in a control in project management through the use of incremental prototyping. Okay. Next one, DSDM being a rapid application development method. So just like our waterfall model and increment model, there is a rapid application development model is also there for project for such fast completing the project. We are using rapid application development method is dynamic. Dynamic means runtime. Okay. So the name is here dynamic system development model. That is nothing but runtime. Okay. So here we are using using a method called rapid application development method for fast completion of the project within 60 to 90 days. We can complete our project by using rapid application development method. Okay. So this is a dynamic DSDM. Okay. And also DSDM does much more complex job. Okay. DSDM does a much more comprehensive job. Okay. And also I told you DSDM is providing a framework for agile project management and delivery, helping to deliver the result quickly and efficiently. So it is already told it is using approach called agile software. Okay. Then the results of the in this DSDM, the results of the software development are directly visible to the user. And also DSDM focuses on delivery of the business solutions rather than just team activity. Okay. Main focus is on delivery on the business solutions. And it is designed for them, is prepared and design is developed and incorporated into the system. Yeah, in DSDM is particularly useful for the systems be developed in short time span. So it is useful for the system be developed in short time span. And also DSDM is for developing software and non-IT solutions. And this method is particularly useful for the system to be developed in short time span. The requirements cannot be at the start of. In this case also we are using dynamic system development method, and its goal is to deliver the projects on time and on budget while adjusting for changing requirements along the way. And this DSDM works on same principles of agile development. I already told you, it includes continuous users or customers involvement. Okay, so DSDM is a iterative or incremental approach that was first conceived in 1994 when project managers using another agile framework. So here the rapid application development RAD methodologies determined that the new iterative approach to software development should need more governance and stricter guidelines. Okay. So in DSDM is a framework largely based on rapid application development. Mainly it focuses on information system projects that are characterized by tight schedule and budget. Okay. Mainly it focuses on information system projects that are tight scheduled and budget. Okay. And also this method primary aim is to deliver business needs and real-time benefits. Okay, the main aim is to deliver the business needs and real-time benefits. And DSDM also makes sure that the benefits are clear, has feasible solutions, are with solid foundation already in place before a project is started. So we have to choose the benefits are clear and has a feasibility solution, and also with solid foundation already in the place before project is started. So this is about the dynamic system development model. Okay, the pictorial representation of DSDM here. Feasibility study. So already I told you it gives a framework. So DSDM 4-phase frameworks. It has the 4-phase frameworks. I already told you frameworks. One framework is feasibility study and business study. See here, feasibility study and business study. Then functional model or prototype iteration. Functional model or prototype here. See here. Then design and build iteration. Then next one implementation. This is implement. The pictorial representation of DSDM is shown here. Okay. So here framework it has 4 phases of frameworks. So see here feasibility study. So it define it in feasibility study definition of the problem to be addressed. Okay, and assessments of likely cost and technical feasibility of delivering of a computer system to solve the business problem. That's the about feasibility and business study. Sorry, about feasibility study. In business study, this stage examines the influential business processes and user groups involved and their respective needs and wishes. That is about the business study. Then functional model. Then about FMI, that is functional model iteration. So in this the focus is on refining and studying the business based aspects of the computer system. Here refining and studying the business based aspects of the computer system. Then design and build iteration. See here the product is designed and developed in iterations In each iteration, a design module is made of the area being developed, and then the area is coded and reviewed. Okay, so every iteration have a different design model. See here in function, and then we have to move for implementation. So here product is wrapped up and documentation is written and review in drawn up, and also comparing the requirements with their fulfillment in the product. Okay, the requirements for the product, and also the users are trained in how to use the system, and the users given approval to the system. That is about implementation. So here, see here, in functional agree plan, and also create functional prototype, and also identify functional prototype, and also review functional prototype. These are in about functional model. In design build, review design prototype, and also identify design prototype, then create design agree plan. Here also implement, review business aspects, then user approve guidelines and train users. So this is about the DSDM. So anybody have any doubt regarding DSDM? Next, these are the 4-phase framework. Okay. Next is DSDM follows 8 principles. Okay. First one, focuses on business needs. Okay. Next one, delivery. There are it follows 8 principles. Focus on business needs, delivery on time, and collaborate. Never compromise quality. Build incrementally from firm foundation. Develop iteratively. Communication continuously and clearly. Communicate continuously and clearly. Last one, demonstrate control. These are the 8 principles which followed the DSDM. So first we see about first on focuses on the business needed. So here firstly remember that any decision taken on your project should be in the line with your project goals. So your project should be a means to an end, not an end in itself. Okay. Useful techniques such as time boxing and Moscow prioritization will help us to focus on delivering. Okay. So here we are using some techniques called time boxing and Moscow. Okay. Time boxing and Moscow. Moscow. So Moscow means Moscow, MOSCOW, Moscow. Okay. 1 minute. We are using Moscow. In functions on business time needs, we are using time boxing and Moscow. So Moscow means must have, should have, could have, would have. Must have, should have, could have, would have. That is about Moscow. Okay. So must have means that is essential features, and should have, this would probably be mandatory if we are using a conventional development approach, but the system can operate without them. Okay, should have means. Then could have means these requirements can be delayed with some inconvenience, that is could have. And last one, won't have. These features are wanted, but their delay to a later increment is readily accepted. This is about Moscow. Then time boxing. So time boxing is often associated with an incremental approach. Here, the scope of deliverable for an increment is rigidly constrained by an agreed deadline. So this deadline has to be met even at the expense of dropping some of the planned functionalities. So this is about functional business needs. In functional business needs, we also understand the business priorities, and in this develop a valid business cases, and ensure continuous business commitment. So all these were focused on business needs. Okay. So here understand the business priorities, then develop a valid business case, and ensure continuous business commitment. So this is about focus on business needs. Then come to the second principle, deliver on time. So delivering products on time is important for all projects and is quite often non-negotiable. So for more predictable deliveries, plan all time boxes in advance and set a time frame. So for delivering the project, we have to plan a time boxes in advance and also set a time frame. Okay. Futures can vary depending on business priorities, but ensure the delivery date remains the same. You have to ensure that the delivery date remains the same. Don't change the delivery date. Okay. In delivery time, we have to use time boxing techniques. I already told you what is time boxing, and also here focuses on business priorities, and also here in delivery and time, here predict deliveries and always hit deadlines. So all this comes under delivery on time. Then collaborate. So in collaborate, your team should work collaboratively and feel able to make decision on behalf of those they represent. Okay, they have to collaborate, and also appoint subject matter experts on your team to ensure knowledge is shared. You have to appoint the subject matter experts, and also in collaborate, stakeholders can share their knowledge with the project team through facilitated workshops. So by conducting or facilitated workshop, where the stakeholders share their knowledge about the project. In cooperate and in collaborate, we are involve stakeholders at the right time, and also develop one team culture. Okay. Next, in collaborate, we involve business representatives. So this is about collaborate. Never compromise quality. The fourth principle, never compromise quality. So in DSDM, the level of quality to be delivered should be agreed at the start. All work should aim to achieve no more and no less of that level, and be good enough to use Okay, and also be good enough to use. Then build in quality by testing deliverables early and continuously. So by quality, by building quality, mean by testing deliverables early and continuously, and reviewing constantly. So this is about compromise quality, and in the compromise quality, we agree quality level at start. I already told you, and also ensure quality is not available. Sorry, is not variable, and also in this we have to design, document and test. So here in compromise quality we have to design, and also we have to make a document and also test. That is about our compromise quality. Next, move to build incrementally from firm foundation. So here DSDM advocates that before coming to significant development, the teams must first understand the scope of the business problem to be solved. So first of all, the team understand the scope of the business problem to be solved, and also the proposed solution. Okay. So however, not in such detail that the project becomes paralyzed by overly delayed analysis of requirements. So here projects becomes paralyzed by overly detailed analysis of requirement. This is about build incrementally. In this, deliver business benefits early where possible. So here we have deliver the business benefits early where possible, and also reassess priorities with each increment. In this, continuous confirm that the work is correct. Continuously confirm that the work is correct. We have to check in build increment from foundation. Build increment from firm foundation. Next, sixth one, so the name is itself indicates iteratively. Okay, the concept of iterative delivery is at the heart of using DSDM approach. It is rare that anything is created perfectly first time with finer details emerging later rather than sooner. Okay. First of all, you have to find details emerging later rather than sooner. If you embrace change with your project, you will enable your team to produce the work more accurately. So if you are embrace change with your project, you will enable your team to produce the work more accurately. So in this, develop using your customer feedback. Here development using your customer feedback. Also here create enough design up front. Okay. Then experiment, evolve and be creative. So this is our development iteratively. Next one, communicate continuously and clearly. So here does not let pure communication affect your project success. So due to pure communication, your project does not make success. So for here community continuous means encourage team interaction through daily startups and workshop. We have to encourage them with daily by startups and workshops to avoid crossed voice. Present your work early and often using models and prototype You have to always encourage informal or face-to-face communication with the team. So always communicate with the team, that will success your project. Okay, you have to always communicate or conducting a meeting or workshop about that project. So you will encourage your you will success in your project. So here manage stakeholder expectation. In this communication continuously, you have to manage stakeholder expectations, and also keep documentation simple and timely, and also interact through facilitated workshops. This is about communicate continuously. And last one, demonstrate control. So it is essential that you are able to prove you are in a control of your project. So one way of achieving this is by making plans and progress visible to everyone. And also formal tracking and reporting should also be carried out. Measure your progress on the products delivered rather than the task completed. So you have to don't concentrate on task completed. First you have to progress on the product delivered. Okay, then task completed. So in demonstration control, be proactive when monitoring progress, and also time box work and review regularly. You have to check the time box work and also review regularly. In this, evaluate continuing project viability. In this, evaluate the continuing project viability. So this is about demonstrate control box. Okay. So this is about DSDM. Next, advantages of DSDM. So before going to the advantages, okay. So advantage of DSDM. See here, users are highly involved in the development of the system. So here we always communicate with the user. So for the 1 year, users are involved in this, means they are more likely to get a grip on the software development project. So users are highly involved means they get a grip on the software development project. So in this model, basic functionality is delivered quickly. So basic functionalities are delivered quickly, with more functionalities being delivered at frequent intervals. This is one of the advantages of the DSDM. And also it provides an easy access to the developers to end users. It provides easy access by developers to end users. And also another advantage is projects are delivered on time and within a specific budget. So it is delivered on time and also within a specific budget. And some of the advantages are focuses on the business. Mainly this SPDM advantage focus on business. And also it never compromise quality. Okay. And also another advantage is communicate continuously and clearly. And delivery on time is another advantage. And system is on budget. And the final system is more likely to meet the user real business requirements. So the finance system is more likely to meet the user real business requirements. And already told you, users are highly involved in the development. Okay. So basic functionality is delivered in a very short time. Another advantage is basic functionality is delivered within very short time. Okay, these are some of the advantages of DS. Okay, does you understand about DSDM? It has four phases of frameworks, and it has 8 principles. Then disadvantage of DSDM is costly to implement, and also it requires users and developers. So we have to train to both to be trying to employ it effectively. Okay, this is one of the disadvantages. And also it may not be suitable for smaller organizations or on-time projects. Okay, it may not be suitable for small organization or on-time projects. And it is relatively new model. Therefore, it is not very common and easy to understand. It is not easy to understand. So this model is very difficult to understand. And another disadvantage, sometimes it is costly, and I already told you, more not suitable for small organization, and also not suitable for on-time projects. And also users and developers both need to be trained, I already told you. And also another disadvantage is project team will have difficult time to deliver the requested functionality. This is one other another disadvantage in DSDM. And also this method may not be useful for large, unique or highly complex projects. This is one of the disadvantages. Then in this DSDM, development phase can overlap. Break down the communication barrier between the interested party. So this is another disadvantage in DSDM. So need or when we use DSDM in appropriate project, means real time or safety critical or have well defined requirements, we are use DSDM. Or when we have no fixed end date, we use DSDM. When we reusable components also we choose DSDM. And appropriate projects. Periodizable requirements, we use DSDM, and also fixed end date we use also DSDM. Clear defined users also we use DSDM. Can be broken down, we are also use DSDM. And some other why we choose means deliver working system to organization in short period of time, we use DSDM, and we need DSDM. And a typical DSDM project delivers an operational system within 6 months. Okay, within 6 months we choose DSDM. And here guides people to work together in such a way that business goals are profitable accomplished. So this type of category also you need DSDM. When we need, when we choose means focuses on current requirements, we choose DSDM. Okay. Next, according to DSDM, most projects fail because of people issues rather than technologies. Here, most projects fail because of people issues rather than technology. That's why. Then, the main focus of this method is to guide people to work together in such a way that the business goals are probably accomplished. So this is the need for DSDM. So this is about DSDM. Okay. So dynamic system development model. Does anybody has any doubt regarding DSDM? Please write a message in chat box. Uh, Tomorrow we will discussion about the last model, agile model. Okay, the last model, agile model. So this is about the dynamic system development model. Does anybody any doubt? Please write a message in chat box, or I will. So I am going to another session now. No doubts. Okay. Tomorrow we will discuss about agile model. Today I am ending the session. Thank you.